Welcome everyone to Midwest Tree ID. On this channel, it is my mission to help you learn an abundance of trees that grow right here in the Midwest, and some key features on how to identify them. There's just one thing to clarify before we begin. We're not going to be throwing hatred or ridiculing any of the species that we're going to be talking about. But we do, however, want to encourage thoughtful conversation in the comments about personal experiences and things like that. Please try to remember that everything has value and that we are here to enjoy nature and everything it has to offer. So without anything else, let's jump right in. Welcome back, everyone. We are in Nauvoo, Illinois today, and we are taking a look at Hemiptelea davidii. This is also known as the thorny elm, even though it is not a true elm. Some also call it the David elm, even though this is not a true David elm either. This is the only species in its genus, so that makes it a relatively unique specimen that we're going to be talking about today. Now, it is related to elms. In fact, its elm-like leaf is almost indistinguishable from some of our other elms like Siberian elm or lacebark elm. And it's also borne on these very, very slender stems. They are alternating arranged on the stem here, and they are very thick and stiff and kind of a waxy feel as well. Now, even though this is called thorny elm, these more mature specimens like the two here at Nauvoo, I don't see a lot of thorns, although they can have a lot of thorns when they are kind of in a more wild and naturalized area and situation. So now that we've talked about the leaves and the seeds, let's go ahead and take a look at the bark and the habit. So the bark is going to be kind of fishery with these long wavy streaks. Going to be very similar looking to our Osage orange bark. So that kind of makes it stand out a little bit. It's not quite your typical elm-like bark. Very rigid, very fishery, and those kind of having those long, deep streaks in there as well. The bark is typically going to be kind of a loose brown, with a little bit of white or lighter streaks in there as well. So this is going to be typically a little bit of a short, squatty tree. Not really going to get overly huge here, and a lot of times you might find them, if you find them. You're not really going to find it here in the US too much. It has rarely been cultivated here. But if you find it, you might even find it in a little bit more of a shrubby sort of form rather than a nice broad tree. This is kind of going to be a tree that's going to get a lot more broad than it is high. So that's going to be kind of neat. And it's not actually overly dense, so it's kind of filtered so you can actually grow grass underneath of it. So that's kind of nice. A lot of our elms are extremely, extremely dense. So that's one thing that kind of makes this stand out. Now, maybe it's just where it's being cultivated here, but you can kind of see inside some of these areas in here, there are some sparse dead branches. That might be somewhat common, more common here than perhaps in its native range, but typically nothing too concerning here. So as I said earlier, this is definitely not a tree that has been overly cultivated in the United States, especially not here in the Midwest. In fact, this is the very first time I've ever seen one was here at Nauvoo. Not this trip, but a previous trip. A friend of mine pointed it out to me. But it's still a very interesting tree to find, and I'm going to maybe see if I can get it growing in the nursery. But this is another tree that is not native to the United States. It is native to parts of Asia, parts of China, and even parts of Korea, I believe, as well. Yeah, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for the thorny elm. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.